Well, happy hump day, everyone. It is now May 1st. Not even 7 hours in and already I have a complaint for this new month. Okay, seriously, we got how much rain in the month of April? I'm looking out my window right now. I don't see any flowers at all. I'm sorry, where April showers are supposed to bring May flowers. Where are my flowers? Okay? How am I supposed to get flowers for Mother's Day coming up if there's no flowers out there? Okay, obviously I would get flowers at the store, but come on, man. All that rain, and I don't see a single. Okay, to be fair, where I'm at, I don't see any flowers. Okay, maybe, just maybe, flowers are elsewhere that I am not present at, which would make sense. But come on, man. Seriously, yesterday started off so awesome. And then it rained. And then it rained again. I think it rained 3 times yesterday. Listen, I'm glad that the temperature is warm, I guess. I mean, it does cool down a little bit when it does rain. But, actually, it's now to the point where it's so warm where, okay, so the way my apartment works is I either have heat or I either have air conditioning. You can't switch between one or the other. So, right now my heat is off. And I have to open up my window. I still felt a little bit hot last night. Last night before I went to bed, I literally just took a cold shower just to cool myself down. Which actually felt pretty solid. I forgot to take a cold shower this morning though. I should have though. I'll remember to do it later. So, how about we get to my low, my high, my act of kindness? Okay, so here's the thing. My low and my high are kind of the same, simply because, okay, my mom just got back from Las Vegas at 10:45 on Monday night. I did not see her get home. So I thought after I did yesterday's video, I would go to my mom's house, see my mom before she had to go, watch my nephews. So I go to her place, and here's the thing. She's there, but she's in the shower. She couldn't even hear me. So, I did get to see her later, which is my high. Not only that, but I got to see my nephews again, which made my high all the better. Because listen, it is true. It's true what they say. You don't know what you got till it's gone. And this past weekend was just my dad and I. So, seeing my mom and my nephews, it felt right. It felt absolutely right to me. So, honestly, for how, again, I don't even want to say the month of April was bad. It was just my grandma dying that really I didn't want to say this, but it complicated things in the month of April, and it's going to complicate things going forward. And I'm not just talking about, the fact I can't even hear her voice anymore. There's so many things we relied grandma on for planning events, dinners, we're lost. We're legitimately lost. So, it's to the point where, my grandfather's still alive, but my mom even said last night at dinner, we don't need to take grandpa out if he doesn't want to go, which, on the one hand, I'm glad we're respecting my grandfather to that front, but, I kind of want to see my grandfather too, I don't know, it's coming, but right now, I got to see my mom, I got to see my nephews again. Honestly, after the sort of quiet weekend that we had, it's what we all needed. It is legitimately what we all needed. And I am forever grateful for that. My act of kindness was, well, actually I did several acts of kindness. I took out the garbage for my mom and dad. I emptied the dehumidifier, because that time of year we got emptied the dehumidifier from my dad. And I would say I made sure that, my nephews were safe when I was watching them. So, I did a lot yesterday. And you know what? Again, considering the month of April as a whole, last night was honestly about as good of an evening as you'd hope for. It was. I got to see family I hadn't seen in days. I know that cough I just made probably seems arbitrary, but trust me, I really am feeling a lot better. Health-wise. I mean, remember, just over a week ago, I was suffering from, laryngitis, ear infection, sinus infection, sore throat, coughing, not as bad as it was in 2023, but let's just say I'm glad I got the antibiotic when I got it. Which, I'm actually on my last 2 pills of my antibiotic. Yeah, the antibiotic I started taking last Monday, and got to take 2 pills a day for 10 days, and so I'll take the first pill after I'm done with this video, and I'll take the second pill tonight. Which, we got the Masked Singer. We got the Group B finals of the Masked Singer. It's gonna be cool. Can't wait. Soundtrack to my life night. So, gosh. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Lately, I've been thinking of the idea for the soundtrack to my life. And, because here's the thing. Obviously, the soundtrack to your life, there's one song. If you don't know what the soundtrack of your life is, basically, there's one time in your life that you can associate a song with. For example, and keep in mind, I totally got this from, those things you see on Facebook, the most popular, the most popular song of, the week of your birthday is, the song for you for that year. So, it's funny enough, in my teens, Hey Ya by Outkast is definitely one of the songs I can think of for my teens. I mean, there's a lot of songs that I can think of. I mean, Lose Yourself Until I Collapse by Eminem would be on there for sure. I'm sure there'd be quite a few songs from the Beatles. Definitely Help, Hello Goodbye, All You Need Is Love, She Loves You. I know there's more. Let me think. Hey Jude, obviously, Let It Be. So we got a few songs there. Piano Man by Billy Joel, that'd be on the soundtrack to my life. And for the longest time, just because of the acapellas back in Horse Sense High School. I was in an acapella group at Horse Sense. Let's see. Honestly, the soundtrack to my life didn't really start picking up in terms of the amount of music I had until I started working out. Because I listened to music that I was working out, and I listened to virtually anything that got me going. So, there'd be Hell's Bells, Shoot the Thrill. I'm doing AC/DC songs right now. Thunderstruck, of course. Thunderstruck is actually, every time I ever had a major race, the Wine Glass Marathon or the 100-mile Tour de Cuca, Thunderstruck was always the first song I listened to. So yeah, Thunderstruck. Again, Hell's Bells, Shoot the Thrill, thanks to the Avengers. Actually, speaking of Marvel soundtracks, the awesome mixes from all 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies, they'd be on there for sure. Lately, though, I've been listening to No Sleep Till Broken by the Beastie Boys. That'd be on there for sure. And Fight For Your Right to Party. I I mean, I can't really do a soundtrack to my life without. Oh, actually, I mentioned Eminem earlier, Berserk. When I first started training for the not Boston Wine Glass Marathon, like Berserk had just come out, and that was like my favorite Eminem song for like the longest time. Holy cow! Like seriously, like if you listen to Till I Collapse and Berserk back to back, it's like a great double feature of songs by Eminem. It's awesome, especially if you're working out. Oh man, that's awesome. Till I Collapse actually would have been the song if I was like in the UFC, Till I Collapse would have been like my coming out song. Like, the song that like the crowd listens to as like the fighter's about to enter the octagon? Like that would have been my song for sure. Till I Collapse. That would have been awesome, man. That's the song I listened to actually for my wrestling days. Till I Collapse by Eminem. I mean, again, my soundtrack didn't really pick up until I was either working out or started living on my own. The day I got my car, ELO's Telephone Line was playing on the radio at the car dealership. So, actually, that's the song I would do for karaoke, which I have done before. Yeah, I gotta say I'm pretty good at that. Let's see. I gotta go to karaoke again. I do. Unfortunately, they don't really have many opportunities to do karaoke, so take that what you will. Let's see. I mean, I cannot do a soundtrack of my life without talking about Dragon Force. I mean, I knew about Dragon Force because when Guitar Hero was popular, Through the Fire and Flames, like, everybody knew because everybody was trying to beat that song on Expert on Guitar Hero. So I knew what Dragon Force was. And to this day, I will admit, Through the Fire and Flames is the best Dragon Force song. But it's not my favorite. It is one of them, though. I'll say that much. Like, if you look at any, like, greatest Dragon Force songs list, Through the Fire and Flames is usually number 1. What's usually number 2? That's my favorite. It's Fury of the Storm. Actually, I really discovered Dragon Force again, I was starting to pick up how to working out, but also, like, I was in college, and that was when I was really starting to become a One Piece fan again, and I'd watch, this one AMV. Actually, there were 2 AMVs of Fury of the Storm from One Piece. They were both Luffy versus Rob Lucci. There was one version is still there, but there was this one really awesome one that's taken down. Oh, I'm so sad. Man, I really wish that video was up. I want to see it again. Like, a good AMV should, like, especially involving, like, a fight scene from anime, like, for every beat, that's like a punch, you know what I mean? Like, oh my god. I watched a lot of Dragon Force AMVs. And I started, like, listening to more of them. Like, again, my go-tos were, Fury of the Storm, Through the Fire and Flames. But then I would listen to songs like Soldiers of the Wasteland, Valley of the Damned, Heroes of Our Time, even some of the, newer ones like Razor Blade Meltdown and what's that one song that opened up the 5th album? There's a lot of Dragon Force songs, I'm sorry. The time has come for me. Or better yet, like their recent 6th album. What is that one? Like, when the lights are turning gray and the love has gone away. Like, that song. Oh my god. Like, unfortunately, I love Dragon Force, I really do, but you sometimes have to look up the lyrics because like, they're singing the lyrics so fast, sometimes you can't tell what they're saying. In fact, I'll be honest, I still couldn't tell you the lyrics to Fury of the Storm. And I listened to that song like a million times. Same thing with Through the Fire and Flames. Like, again, I mean, I looked up the lyrics, and obviously if I saw me, I'm like, oh, those are the lyrics are. But like, off the top of my head, I can't think of what they are. Oh, right. Like, other Dragon Force songs I like. Scars of Yesterday, that's a great one. Cry for Eternity, oh my god. Like, here's the thing. If Till I Collapse would be the Eminem song I'd come out to if I was a UFC fighter, Cry for Eternity would be like one from Dragon Force, I think. That, again, Scars from Yesterday, Valley of the Damned. Fury of the Storm I'd rather listen to as I was actually in the middle of a fight. Same thing with Through the Fire and Flames. Oh, man. Like, this is just a glimpse of what my, the soundtrack to my life would be. But, for all intents and purposes, you know, here's the thing. Yeah, people know me as a bit of a foodie. People know me as a bit of like a pop culture nerd. But if there's one thing I will always give my love to, it's music. It is. You know, music, like stuff like food and religion, even comedy, like, they bring people together. Music is another thing that brings people together. And, you know, through music, I've been able to do a lot. Get through some tough times, did a lot of stuff. And again, what I just gave you was a glimpse of what the soundtrack to my life is. I didn't even talk about bands like the Bee Gees, or the Monkees, or or NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys. Like, seriously, this video would be like 3 hours long if I went over every song. Like, well, because I couldn't really look up the songs at the moment because, well, actually it was spare. Well, my iPod has all the music, so take that what you will. I got a lot of music, man. Actually, thanks to me being subscribed to iTunes, you know, I actually looked up a lot of Japanese songs too. So Japanese music. I've been listening to a lot of Hiroshi Kitadani, basically because he's the guy who does all the One Piece openings. Like Us, Over the Top, We Are, We Go. Those are pretty much the only ones he's done. Again, I really could go on and on and on. So if I didn't get to like your favorite band or your favorite musician or your favorite song that's on the soundtrack of my life, don't worry. I'm sure it's probably there. The soundtrack of my life is just so big I couldn't say it all in one video. I hope you all like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I enjoy home me this video. For all of you guys who are watching, enjoy for name. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Did I say happy hump day? Happy hump day, folks. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk, the channel is here to lend you back. Take care. Make good choices. 607 all day, baby. And you know what? It's the first day of the new month. It's not often that the month begins on a Wednesday, so hump day. Yeah. Okay.